Hey guys, it's Melanie. Happy Saturday and welcome back to Yield Weekly Home Fragrance Roundup. This is the video that goes up most Saturdays here on my channel where I just chit chat about all of the home fragrance that I was using around the house over the course of the past week. I do all of this alongside my trusty assistant Alf, and if you're new here and you're wondering who Alf is, allow me to introduce you. This is Alf. He's a dog. He is a pug specifically, and he is the sweetest boy that there ever was, and he is just my constant shadow and companion. Every time that I sit down anywhere, he's immediately in my lap, so he's cute. I let him do it, and honestly, I think he behaves himself quite well. But that does mean that you might hear some noises in the background, and that is just the free pug ASMR that I provide here to all of you. So the snoring, the snorts, you know, whatever else, if he decides to bark, that's Alf. All right, you guys, I hope you had a great week. Were you roasty toasty in your area? Oh man, it was hot here in Portland, let me tell ya. This week's weekly home fragrance roundup is actually going to be a little bit different in that I am not at all going to be talking about Crocs, lamps, or even what I was warming in my Scentsy warmers this week, because this past Sunday, when this heat wave really kind of got going, like we were 100 plus every single day. It was brutally hot here, and I'm not talking like just like 101, like it was like 107, 106, 107. One afternoon I had to run an errand earlier in the week, and I think it was like 108. It was nuts. Anyway, we were asked by the power company to try to reduce as much of our consumption as we could, and as someone who tries to comply with requests like that, because I think it's just generally a good thing to do to help the power grid, I went ahead and turned off all my lamps, turned off all of my warmers, my Crocs, and I didn't use any of that stuff. I tried not to use even the lights. It's just very minimal. I did keep the air conditioner on, but tried to keep the temperature as high as I could stand it. But yeah, that was my contribution to the power grid, was not using any of that stuff this week, so I'm not going to be mentioning it. But if you are new here and you're like, what's a Croc, what's a lamp, I don't know what any of that stuff is, check out the description box. There are lots of links down there, by the way. There's discount codes, there's information about where you can get any of the candles that I'm showing here today. There is information about this weekend's candle sales from the companies that I tend to personally frequent. You know, just there's a plethora of information down there. Feel free to check that out. If you've never expanded that description box, tons and tons of information. So anyway, normally I take you guys around for, you know, what's under the lamps, what's in the Crocs and whatnot, and what I'm currently burning. But there has been a very strict burn limit this week as well, and so in the interest of helping me keep the editing to a minimum this week, we're gonna do this. See that entryway table, right, that white thing, this thing right here, that one. So there's two candles burning there. And listen, the two candles that I do have there, they are quite the powerhouse duo together, because they are fragrancing the entire downstairs of this house. Also, it's traveling upstairs because of, you know, the little fragrance vortex that I have here in the entryway. This is obviously a 2-story entryway, and it is completely wide open. You know, there's no like ceiling or whatever. It just goes all the way up to the 2nd floor there. So that's fragrancing much of the upstairs as well. And I have HomeWorx Golden Guava from 2018, and that one it's a frickin' powerhouse, you guys. The fact that it's been, I guess, marinating since 2018 has really helped to create a like 9 out of 10 in terms of strength and throw with that one. It's a powerhouse. And then alongside, I have the very last little bit of my Voluspa Italian Prosecco, which is one of the first Voluspa empties that I'm gonna have from my most recent haul. If you missed it, I purchased a bunch of the Voluspa 3-wick tins to just, you know, try out more fragrances from them. I'm really starting to fall in love with Voluspa. I don't actually have much luck with their 1 wick candles. I would not recommend those personally, but their Hearth and their Luxe sizes are incredible performers, and they have some really unique fragrances that I think are absolutely worth checking out if you're willing to splurge a little bit more on more of like a luxury candle type product. I realize that's not everybody's MO, but this was the year where I was kind of thinking about splurging a little bit more, maybe spending less on, you know, the less expensive candles and splurging a little bit more on the higher end ones, just to see if they really truly are worth it. So anyway, it's just something that I'm trying this year. Also, it has helped to definitely slow my roll a little bit in terms of candle purchases, because if you guys have been here for a little while, you know I'm on a mission. And I did share an update on my HomeWorx collection, how I'm doing with that earlier this week. If you missed that video, I will link that in the description box as well. So yeah, I'm pretty proud with how far I came with the summer collection. I really think that by the end of this summer, that is going to be, that spring-summer collection is going to be so much more manageable. And also doing that video really helped me realize that I don't have a ton of HomeWorx holiday scents, and that's great because I'm looking to really get into purchasing HomeWorx candles again, but I've put myself on a very strict like rule of, you know, only purchasing one, trying really hard to stay away from sets of 2 from QVC, although I think that might be a little bit tough. As we all know, there is a HomeWorx TSV coming around tomorrow, and I do have one candle from that TSV that I can share some initial thoughts with you guys on. I don't think that I'm going to be at the halfway point before the TSV airs, so I'll just give you my initial thoughts in this video here. I am receiving for a total of 2 HomeWorx TSV candles to be able to share my thoughts with you, but I don't know that the other TSV candle is going to be here until potentially after the TSV has launched. Now, if it does get here before, I will definitely do just a quick post about it on my community tab. So if you're not subscribed, make sure you are, and that way that'll pop up in your subscription feed. But yeah, anyway, gosh, I feel a little discombobulated today, to be totally honest. I am still kind of getting over a little illness that I managed to catch earlier this week. Thankfully, this was like my mildest experience with this particular virus. We all know who she is. But I'm feeling a lot better today, and thankfully this go around, my 3rd time of having it, I did not lose my sense of taste or smell, which I certainly appreciate. So anyway, where do we want to start? Okay, we're going to start with all of the non-Kringle stuff first, because what we're going to be spending the bulk of this video talking about is the my thoughts on the initial burns of the new fall country candles. This week I really focused on testing out the fall country candles. I did a first impressions video, and I am going to start doing in-depth reviews for you in the coming weeks. If you're not familiar, Kringle launched their fall 2024 fragrances for both Kringle and Country. I was lucky enough to be able to receive all 12 to review for you. I worked really hard this week trying to get through multiple burns for those initial thoughts. But I do want you guys to know, I don't think that there has to be a huge rush to get these fall Kringle candles. If you're not quite ready yet, you're totally fine. These are our fall scents, and so they're going to be around for a little while. But for those of you that are excited to, you know, make your purchases, I'll definitely give you some initial thoughts. So this week I'm going to focus on the country candle because that's what I've been focusing on burning. And next week I'm going to dig into the 6 Kringle candles, and in next Saturday's weekly home fragrance roundup, we'll discuss those a little bit more in depth, if that makes sense. So before we get to Kringle fall, let's discuss other things. Okay, I do have one Kringle candle that I was burning this week that is not fall related, and I only lit this one once, and it's Sea Breeze. I love me some Sea Breeze. Man, this is one of those scents that I hope they never really do away with because it's beautiful. It's definitely that salty, beachy ocean air type of fragrance, and it's delightful. Love it. And if you've never tried that one, give it a go. It is delicious. Other fragrances, Voluspa Panjour Lychee. I did light this one up a couple times this week as well. I mentioned in last week's video that I was surprised that I don't love this particular lychee as much as I thought I would. I think it's a good option for a lychee, but there's a little bit of a strange tang to this one that I don't know that I really love. And it's not the, you know, the delicious kind of lychee tang. It's something else in here. So I am doing in-depth reviews on all of these Voluspa candles that I recently picked up. So this one here, actually, I think is just about at the halfway point. So we'll be reviewing her soon enough. Oh, and this one. Oh my gosh. Okay, first of all, sometimes these lids, you got to be careful with them. Have you smelled this? This is their Kalahari Watermelon, again, from Voluspa. First of all, this shade of like corally orange. Beautiful. I cannot get enough of this. This is such an interesting, slightly less sweet take on watermelon. And at first I thought, oh, I wish it was a little bit sweeter. But after burning it, no, it's perfect. Don't change a thing about it, Voluspa. This is so, it's so authentic. I feel like I almost get like a touch of cantaloupe in here as well. And you get a little bit of that like rind, like the watermelon rind. Oh, it's so good. Man, he is giving us some amazing snores today, isn't he? He is the sweetest boy. Yeah, this, you got to stick your nose in this. I don't, have I seen this at my local Sephora? I think that my local Sephora carries like the smaller votives maybe of, there's like a trio, I think, that has a small one of these in there. If you're in Sephora, snoop around and see if you can find that Voluspa trio. They're smaller tins, but maybe they'll have like a sample available to stick your nose in. I love this watermelon. And again, it's not the sweetest watermelon that I've ever smelled, but it's insanely authentic. Okay, sorry about that little interruption there. My camera just turned off on me, which I really hope it's not dying. That would make me very sad. I have battery. Anyway, let's keep going. Okay, I have also been enjoying my Boats Candle Co. candles this week. These were sent to me in PR, by the way. These particular candles come from Southern California, San Diego specifically, and the owner, Marina, she's a woman-owned small business. She pours all of these candles herself, and she uses whiskey jars and wood wicks. So these have been really, really enjoyable to burn. She does a coconut apricot wax mix, which is kind of interesting. It's burning really well, you guys. The wood wicks I'm not quite as used to yet, but they're doing pretty darn good. So I have a few more in-depth reviews coming your way here soon with these. This Himalayan peach is definitely at a point where I can review it because I'm almost done. So there's that one. This is the Malibu fragrance. Now, I have to be totally honest about this particular scent. I don't love it. I don't love this fragrance personally. I feel bad saying that, but you know, like it's just a scent preference thing. I don't really like these pina colada type scents. Don't get me wrong. I love me a pina colada on 107 degree day. But in terms of like when it comes to home fragrance in pina colada, it just doesn't appeal to me at all normally. So I've been burning this one, but it hasn't been my favorite fragrance of hers. So listen, I am always going to be honest about my personal preferences. That has no effect on whether you would like the scent or not. You might love pina colada. You might love caramel. You might love maple. Those are all things that I don't personally usually gravitate towards myself because they don't appeal to me, right? So anyway, this Starlight Dreams, however, I'm really loving this one. It's so fresh and clean. I've got this one in the downstairs powder room this week and it's been lovely. So These are burning incredibly well. Marina did offer me a discount code for you. That, again, that information is in the description box. That one is not an affiliate discount code, so, you know, it just allows you to save some money if you are interested in purchasing any of her products. So the information will be in the description box. I burned this one. I think I only lit this one once this week. I still love the heck out of it. This is the Voluspa Coconut Papaya. So this is also a 3-wick tin. Obviously a slightly different look than the other 3-wick tins that I got. But yeah, this one here is, oh, it's so good. This is a really fresh take on coconut. I really like that papaya in here too. I feel like it's mostly actually papaya, but a really fresh papaya. Juicy, sweet. Hint of like creamy coconut in there as well. It is delightful. If you've never tried this one, I like so many thumbs up for that for sure. Look, it's my last one, and I did light it up this week finally. It was this was one of the candles that I put into my video where I was talking about candles that I was going to enjoy this summer, even though they're like kind of the last ones in my collection, if you will. I am what I would call probably a recovering candle hoarder. I was one of those people that always would save candles for special occasions, and then I finally decided one day that, like, hey, listen, I'm already 45. I don't know how I got to be 45 already, but here I am. So time is flying by, and I need to enjoy everything in my life every single day. Like, there's no reason to like save things for a special occasion. You know, use the skincare, use the makeup, use the fancy perfume, use your favorite candles, use the nice dishes. You know, like, there's no reason to like just save things for special occasions, because quite frankly, every day that you are alive is a very special occasion, and you should just enjoy the things that you spent your money on. And I spent my money on this and I love it, so I need to enjoy it. This is Radiant Sky. Oh, I love it so much. This is one of my favorite lychee fragrances. I gotta say, I was really hoping that this would kind of match this lychee energy, but again, there's something about this one that doesn't speak to me, but this one here, and of course it didn't come back this year, so that's a bummer, but I mean, here, I'm enjoying it. It smelled great. It smelled absolutely amazing. So, listen, I know that I am not to the halfway point. I think am I like a quarter of a way? I don't think this is quite a third. Well, I don't know. Would you guys consider this a third of the way done? What is this? This is my Snif Crumb Couture 4-wick. This candle fills my entire house, you guys, and it has the most amazing burn. I'm gonna break my own rule, and I'm gonna go ahead and review this for you next week. You don't have to get this in the 4-wick format, but if you are looking for a house filler and you have kind of a more open concept situation like I do, but you need a powerhouse candle for that situation, if this fragrance speaks to you, it is worth the splurge. This is another one of those candle brands that I was looking to splurge on this year, and heck yeah, it was worth it. Get out of here with how delicious this is. I'm so in love with this fragrance. I do wish there was like a prettier label situation here, but I'm not entirely mad at this, because again, the performance is just so amazing. There's a fly in here and it's driving me nuts. I'm gonna lose my marbles. I hate flies. Anyway, yeah, so review of this one coming soon. I've had no issues with this. There's nothing wrong with the wicks. There's nothing wrong with the wax. The burn quality is incredible. The wax, it's, I don't know, what wax formulation do they use? I want to say this is like, oh, look here, we have it, soy and vegetable wax. Yeah, it's a slightly softer wax. I feel like it might be a little heavier on the soy than the vegetable, but amazing performance out of this one. All right, so before we get into fall, let me just give you the quick heads up on this candle here, which is part of the upcoming QVC HomeWorx Christmas in July TSV, if you will. I was fortunate enough to receive cookies for Santa. So this was sent to me in PR. HomeWorx is no longer sending the like entire collections for TSVs to ambassadors to be able to, you know, for us to like share our thoughts with you prior to everything launching. So there is one other candle that's actually on its way to me. Something happened in the shipping department and they never shipped out the second candle until well after they shipped out the first one to those of us that are previewing these for you. So it's on its way to me. I think it might get here today on Saturday. So I'll try to update you as soon as I can, just in my community feed. So, but let's talk cookies for Santa. So first of all, label on this one is gorgeous. It is definitely my favorite out of all of the labels. It has, you know, obviously Santa. It looks like he is at his little workshop, working on the naughty and nice list here. It's got some cookies there. A gorgeous label. The lids they have a little snowflake. They're gold. There's also a touch of silver as well. So I like the mixed metal approach, if you will. I have burned it twice now. So this is a 2-burn post review. I will still do an in-depth review, but again, it's gonna be a little while until I get to the halfway point. So it'll be after the TSV. I'm sorry. I couldn't burn it, you know, long enough. So at least until this TSV is launching. What am I trying to say? Sorry, I'm having a brain fart. Ignore that. What are the fragrance notes? Cookie dough, melted butter, almond milk, and vanilla bean. Listen, when I first smelled this on Cold Snif, I was a teensy bit disappointed because on Cold Snif, it actually smelled very similar to hot cider donut and sugared beignets. And I was like, oh, I was hoping for something like a little different. But once I lit it, I will admit that it did transform a little bit. It now smells more of like a snickerdoodle fragrance. There is the tiniest touch of spice to this one. A little bit of like a nutmeg, cinnamon type of vibe, but it is very much a cookie scent once you actually light the wicks. On Cold Snif I still think it smells quite similar to hot cider donut, but again, once you light it, you do get that experience of more of like a true cookie note. So I'm glad that I definitely received the gourmand option because as you guys know, it's my personal favorite. I'm really actually excited to see what else is coming from HomeWorx for this holiday season. I'm pretty low on the HomeWorx holiday candles, like I mentioned, so I definitely have some room to make some purchases for this Christmas, and I'm really excited about that because I have missed my HomeWorx deliveries. I really have, but I do also feel really good about really whittling that stash back to a more manageable level, and it is going to finally allow me to purchase and enjoy what I can use in a given season. That's really my goal here. So, all right, shall we talk some Kringle fall? Okay, the camera just stopped recording again. Listen, Canon EOS, get it together. We have a video to finish. Okay, let's start talking about some Kringle fall. But very quickly before we get there, let's discuss these two. These were the last 2 videos that I needed to film from the 3 country candles that I picked up from their summer 2024 limited edition collection. I purchased 3. The blueberry milkshake and the juicy peach were the last 2 that I needed to review, and those reviews did go up this week. If you are still in the market for summer candles, honestly, I can't recommend either of these 2 or the summer cooler, which is sitting over there enough. I've had a really great experience with them burn-wise, and the fragrances are lovely too. So if you're still in the market, these are good. So enjoy if you are interested. Now let's do some initial post-burn reviews for those of you that are already shopping for fall candles. I have burned all of these in the Country Candle line to varying degrees. Let's kick it off with glazed blueberry scone here. This one's really delicious. This has, I think, one of the best like gourmand fruit combinations in terms of that, like, I guess more bakery type note being really, really evident in the scent. This one is so good. Honestly, it really does smell like a blueberry scone. It is delicious, and these are the wicks that we're dealing with here. I lit this one twice this week. Great burn. Not huge mushroom tops. Not at all, even, I would say. Kind of seems like more of like a self-trimming type of wick, if you will. I do still snip off the very top between each burn. But yeah, good performance on this one, and I will be tempted by another for sure. What I like about this glazed blueberry scone is that this doesn't necessarily have to be a fall fragrance. I think this could go year round. So, I mean, I'm even enjoying burning this one during the summer. All right, almond butter cookie. Now this one I've put a little bit more of a dent in. Our wicks here they're doing good as well. I gotta say, this one is, there's a bit of like an almond extract that is coming across as quite potent in this one. And on some of the burns, I've burned this one 3 times. On some of the burns, it has almost kind of come across as a little bit of like a banana bread type scent as well. It's kind of an interesting one. This is one where I would say maybe get the tea light or the wax melts first, because yeah, somehow I think that amaretto in here is coming across as more of like a straight up like almond extract type situation. Not bad, obviously. And I do find the maple enjoyable in here, but what's interesting is that somehow on certain burns, this seems to be leaning a little bit banana bready to me. So that's been interesting. Okay, pine cones and pomander. Listen, I really kind of feel like I might be in the minority with how I feel about this one, but I really like this scent. The notes here are fir needles, citrus, citron zest, juniper, currant, and musk. Man, I really like this. There's a good amount of juniper in here. And no, this does not smell like my collab candle. By the way, I do have a little bit of an update for you guys. I have been in contact with someone over at Kringle, and they are going to try really, really hard to get everything together, all of, you know, the oils and stuff for my collab candle to be able to re-release it. So cross your fingers they're able to do all that, and we should be able to hopefully get a stab at it again this coming holiday season. I did ask Kringle to give me directly the heads up so that I could let my subscribers know first this time, so that you guys could all have a go at it maybe before you know, it just kind of goes to like everybody. So hopefully I can do that for you guys so that you can get your hands on it. And hopefully they also pour, you know, just kind of maybe a little bit extra this go around, since it did go over so well the last time. So, but no, my collab candle smells very different from this one, but I actually, like, I obviously love mine. I really, really like this one too. I'm liking that juniper in here. I don't care what anyone says. More for me. Okay, Merlot vines. I'm actually enjoying this one a little bit more than I thought I would. There's kind of a strange powderiness to this one. I honestly cannot wait to get to the halfway point so I can start reviewing these for you. They're really interesting. I think that powderiness might be the musk that's in here. It seems to be quite potent, but here's our wick situation. So not huge mushroom tops on this one. Burning great, not much in the way of discoloration. you know, in terms of sooting and things like that. Like that's all looking good. I'm really pleased with the burn, you guys. This one here, this is kind of a surprise for me. The praline buttercream. First of all, light this. If you're getting this, light it when you're making your morning cup of coffee. Mwah. What a gorgeous combination together. So this one here is caramel, pecan, brown sugar, butter, nut, and vanilla. The caramel made me nervous because, as you guys know, I'm not much of a caramel girly, but I might be with this one. Oh, I love her. I love this one. Like, I love this candle. And I was not expecting to do that, but I'm really glad that I love it. This will be a definite repurchase. This really truly is one of the first times where a caramel candle has really captured me. And I think it's because the caramel isn't the whole focus in that one. It's really nicely balanced between all of the fragrance notes. Did I even tell you what they were? I think I did. Caramel, pecan, brown sugar, butter, nut, and vanilla. It's delicious. That is a delightful fragrance. And here's the one. This one's tough. Listen, this is not in my fragrance wheelhouse. I don't care for this particular fragrance, but I know a lot of you guys who love your fresh scents, you're gonna love it. I have been burning this one outside in the backyard because it's way too fresh for inside. I don't like this one in here. Also, it's probably because I burned it outside where it was hot. The wax is doing like a weird thing. It's fine, it corrects itself, but it has been looking a little kind of almost crumbly at the top. Again, it was like 107 outside, so. But let me tell you about the potency of this one. This probably fragranced our whole frickin' neighborhood. I really think it might have. What is this one? I don't even think I told you. It's the White Birch and Rain. Notes here are herbal, cool, eucalyptus, lavender, musk, and mint. It's like Kringle basically took all of the fragrance notes that I struggle with, and they were like, you know what, we're gonna make like the anti-Melanie candle. So fresh, very clean smelling, very cool. If you love eucalyptus, this is very eucalyptus heavy. You get a good dose of lavender in here. You get a healthy dose of mint. Very herbal, very potent. The strength on this one so far in these first couple burns, and keep in mind this is outside in my backyard, is like an 8 out of 10. If you're looking for one of these like Kringle powerhouses, here you go. And again, I did burn it outside, so maybe the temperature had a little bit to do with this one just getting amped up in terms of strength and throw, but yeah, she is potent. She is potent. So, all right, you guys, that is all that I have for you today. Let me know what you are burning and melting in the comments down below. I really appreciate you being here today. Sorry about the frequent interruptions. I don't know what the heck's going on here, but I got to get that sorted ASAP. So have a really great rest of your weekend. I have a Scentsy haul tomorrow if you're interested. This is my first Bring Back My Bar haul. Haven't even warmed any of this stuff because again, the warmers have been off. So if you are interested in that Scentsy haul, definitely stay tuned for tomorrow's video because that's what we're doing then. All right, have a great rest of your weekend. Subscribe if you're new, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.